E3 2018 is upon us. We just saw Microsoft's press conference. We are going to reflect today on the pause menu. I'm Corey. This is Chris. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. But we just saw 50 games from Microsoft at E3 2018.
10 more from last year.
8 more. I rewatched it. They had 42 games last year.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I only know that because I just watched it. So I think we got to start right at the beginning. And it's kind of surprising, but not. They showed Halo. They showed Halo 6, but it's called Halo Infinite. Very short trailer.
Very short.
Yeah, maybe 2 minutes. Doesn't show much. I mean, I got Halo 3 vibes off of it. Like big arching shots, you know. To me, it was very much them symbolizing we're not going to be in corridors like Halo 4 and 5. We're going back to Halo 1 and 3. Big open venues. And Master Chief is the only person you really saw. So,
which, to be honest, that's the route they needed to go.
Right.
I mean, the story was just, I don't know, Halo 5, it was just rough.
Bad?
It was just rough. I mean, we don't care about Locke, you know? We want Master Chief, definitely coming from 4. And it was a big statement. And, like, Phil Spencer was like, yeah, Master Chief, like, all the way. Like, so it's to the point. But I was expecting way more.
I was too.
You know?
I really expected gameplay, and I think the biggest thing is like Microsoft dated a lot of things in terms of year. Not a year on this.
No.
At all. So to me, that symbolizes, especially after Gears 5 got dated for 2019, that this could be a 2020 game. Like, this could be a very far out game.
You know, at the same time, I'm disappointed and excited for this because it sounds like they're really focusing more on this one, and they have a new engine. Too.
Yeah, they announced a new engine, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if it's building a Halo game from nothing to something, but, like, I want more. I just want more.
Yeah.
That was my main problem.
So, I mean, it seems like, you know, they're kind of doing what I don't want to toot my own horn, but I kind of nailed this one. Like, I said, I think they're going to lean on Gears because I think Halo needs to take some time. And that's exactly what they did. So they opened with Halo, and they almost closed, with Gears. We got 3 Gears announcements. Yeah. We got that Gear Pop thing for phones. Have no idea what that is.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. When that started happening, I was about to freak out.
We thought that was the major Gears announcement. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But again, we heard there was 3 things of Gears that they were showing. So.
And then they did a very brief teaser of Gears Tactics. I mean, it wasn't even trailer. It was like a very quick pre-alpha thing.
I don't know how everyone thought that it was going to be an XCOM looking tactic game.
I mean,
like, it fits, it works, but like you said it, like other people were saying it. I'm like, wow, I just that and XCOM has something in common.
Right.
With this,
This is totally unprofessional. But it makes sense. I mean, because it's a tactical shooter already, and it's basically all you have to do is you have to take the control from the player away. Like, that's all you really have to do to make a Gears tactic game. And I'll play it. I think it's cool. I'm a big Gears fan.
I'm a big XCOM fan.
Like, there you go.
I'm really ready to see how this is going to put together.
I mean, Nintendo even did it with Mario. So, I mean, clearly...
something's going on with
that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah,
it's not just Battle Royale. It's
right.
Third-person strategy things.
But the big one was Gears 5. We got a trailer for it. Didn't get any gameplay, which was a little concerning. But... this looks like a much different Gears game, like in terms of the story, and it's clear there's been some sort of time hop. JD looks way different.
Yeah,
it looks like they're focusing. Yeah, it looks like they're focusing on Kate this time and not JD. It could have just been this trailer, but it seemed to be like ice was a sort of thing. Like they're going to start playing with the weather a lot more, maybe.
Marcus was in it, of course. So I mean, was it Gears without Marcus?
No, and I think that's smart, but it's. I'm excited. I'm a huge Gears fan, but
yeah, visually it looks really good.
Right.
I mean, I can only imagine what this is going to look like in the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I mean, the Gears 4 update is one of the lookers on Xbox One X because some of those games like Forza Horizon 3, like it looks awesome, but they did the full thing with 4. Gears 4 was like new textures, 4K, 60 frames with 1080p as well. Like even at 1080p at 60 frames, the new textures of that game really make it shine. So them kind of being able to design this with the Xbox One X in mind. I'm excited.
I mean, it's still blowing my mind though. I mean, we got Gears 4 and Gears 5 before Halo. Like,
yeah, that's weird.
It's still, I'm still on that. Backtracking here. Like, I mean, I'm happy. Like, I want them all, but
I mean, yeah, we made that bet sort of 2018 or 2019. It looks like we're both wrong, so I'm kind of surprised. But I mean, we said it a little bit earlier, but it sort of makes sense because Halo took two black eyes. They took Master Chief Collection, which did not, everyone knows what happened with that, and then it took Halo 5. Like, well, Halo 5's multiplayer is really good. Halo is a little bit different than I think most shooters in that a lot more people play the campaign first, and then they go to multiplayer. Whereas I think Call of Duty is kind of the opposite. More people play multiplayer and then maybe do the campaign.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth from the Halo 5 campaign. So they need to take their time. So yeah, but there was a lot of games here. But I honestly think the biggest announcements was not the games. And this E3 from Microsoft felt like, to me, a prequel, if you would.
Easily.
Like, we've got some stuff coming. We've got the stuff that you love. You've got Forza Horizon 4, which looks amazing.
Next year is going to be packed.
Yeah, that's this year. Forza Horizon's this year. But next year you've got Ori and the Will of the Wisps. You got Gears 5. You've got so many other just like third-party games that they announced. They announced a Battletoads for next year, so that could be cool. Division 2 is next year. And so they showed all these things. But they announced that they've purchased 5 studios, along with all the other studios.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. And so they purchased Playground Games, which was kind of rumored, and that's rumored that they're doing the Fable project, which Phil Spencer was he was like, they're working on something. And it's like, we all know, man. Yeah. They purchased Dead Labs, which is the State of Decay developer, which is not too surprising. I forgot to write it down, but they did do a new Santa Monica studio, which is a brand new studio. And then...
Correlation?
Yeah, something. The We Happy Few developers.
Yeah.
They bought them. But then the one that kind of came out of nowhere is Ninja Theory. Yeah. They bought Ninja Theory. Like...
I'm really liking this because we're going to be seeing more Microsoft exclusive titles because of all these companies now.
They have 11 studios now.
I mean, we're talking about back. I mean, when you would only get like 2-3 Microsoft exclusive games in a year, like you can easily double that. I mean, with all these teams building underneath Microsoft, like this is huge.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to get too much in the weeds in this, but like, this is Microsoft as a company now. Like, they are focused on services. And Game Pass is their Xbox service. And to sell Game Pass, it seems like Phil Spencer's strategy is, look, we've got people, we've proved Game Pass works. Like, people are buying it. We just need to put more of our content on there. And it's that seems to be how he is going to Microsoft and saying, this is why I need more money. This is why you need to let me do this. Sure. This is why I want to buy Ninja Theory. And it seems like it worked. So, I mean... That's huge. They have 11 studios, and I think that was a big problem, was that even though they had studios like Playground Games developing stuff, we always knew what they were doing. But now we've got new studios that they could do anything.
Yeah.
So that's...
opened so many doors for Microsoft.
But, that being said, they only announced one game for this year.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 4. And, again, that's kind of what I expected. I expected them to have a lot of stuff, but I did not expect them to like pull out a game, like, oh, we got this big exclusive ready and you didn't know about it. I just didn't think that was going to happen.
I mean, to be honest, then this is the slow year for Microsoft, if you ask me. Right. Other than Forza Horizon's coming out, which is going to be phenomenal. I'm not in racing games, but like, I mean, it just looks beautiful, like always.
Those trailers just...
And the whole idea is that I'm not a person to go out and buy Forza Horizons, but I have Xbox Game Pass, so now I have it. Yep. Like, I can just play it and just go with it, So I'm excited for that.
And I think Crackdown was supposed to be this year. That did get pushed to next year. I did like that trailer, though. I like that trailer a hell of a lot more than the one last year. Last year was a very similar style in terms of like heavy music, but there wasn't a lot of chaos in it. Whereas this one had way more chaos. And again, if this was gameplay, it looks phenomenal. Like in terms of graphics, it looks way better than it did.
I don't know how much more time since they delayed it, since they've been working on it, but whatnot. But like, yeah, it looks night and day from the first to the second trailer that we got here. Like, it looks so much smoother, sharper. Yeah. It looks like everything is just on the fly, which is great.
Yeah, and the one thing I did really notice as well is they did sort of take the Sony style. We didn't see almost any gameplay from anything. We saw Division 2 gameplay. Yeah. We saw...
Yeah, it was just trailer after trailer. Yeah, there was just shotgunning. Yeah. Not a lot of talking in between. Yeah. Just showing the games. Yeah. Yeah,
I think Division was probably the longest demo. I mean, that was...
I agree with that.
That was surprising. Like a Ubisoft game, but that game looks cool. Like, I'm really excited to play that game. I'm a Division fan, so... I'm looking forward to it. But in terms of surprises of games that we didn't expect to be here, there's 2 of them. I think we'll start with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Easily. Who would say Kingdom Hearts 3 would open up on a Microsoft press conference.
That was surprising.
But again, it's such a big deal that Kingdom Hearts is coming on Microsoft consoles now.
First time, yeah.
Like that's huge. I mean, yes, for Microsoft, I guess they have been releasing other consoles, but in that trailer, it looks good. I can't wait.
That's the trailer I've been waiting for.
God.
Like they showed other things, right? Like they showed different worlds.
It's almost like there's a game there, Corey.
I know, it's weird. Not coming out in 2018, by the way. But to me, that was a big deal because they also showed Force. What was it called?
Oh, Jump Force.
Jump Force, yeah. Which those are Japanese games on a Microsoft stage. So to me, and as well as Nier's coming to Xbox One. So it seems like they're starting to finally sort of breaking out of that funk of nobody wants to play anything on our system except the core franchises.
Sure.
That's a big deal to me. But I think this might be my most exciting reveal. A Japanese game, Devil May Cry 5. Like, I did not expect that. I thought for sure that was going to be at Sony.
That's a surprise, yeah.
And honestly, I was kind of thinking it was going to be a Sony exclusive. Like, with the way because they got Street Fighter exclusive, I thought for sure this was going to be, they were going to kind of buy that game.
Monster Hunter even had an exclusive Dante costume.
But that trailer was badass. Like,
yeah, they brought Nero back.
Yeah, that was surprising. And man, I'm again kind of like the first 30 seconds I was freaking out because in a bad way because it looked a lot like DMC. Looked like DMC Dante, and I was like, oh my god, no! Like, please no! But I don't know. Everyone looks different, and apparently at the end, the guy on the motorcycle was Dante, but he had long.
He looked older. He really did look aged.
Yeah, and Nero did too. Nero looked way different, and I don't know, like, again, we didn't see gameplay, but this game is being made. They didn't even put a year on it. So I'm sure that's probably a 2019 game. But
it's been 10 years since Devil May Cry 4, and we're officially getting to the one that we want.
Yeah, and it's just, there's so many questions I have. Like, why is what's happened to Nero's arm? Like, he's got like a machine.
It's a robot arm now.
Yeah,
you know, what happened to his demon arm, you know?
Yeah, and, like, just, that trailer was so cool. Like, that was a Devil May Cry style of a trailer.
It really is.
It was just over the top, and it's just, those are the style of announcements, even though it's not exclusive. But, like, it's that mentality of, this was on an Xbox stage. This shows that Japanese developers are behind it, and dude, I cannot wait to play that on the One X. You know, and that game is going to look amazing.
I think that's the biggest thing to say. The Japanese developers on Microsoft now, because
Shadows Die Twice.
Exactly, that's what I want to mention. The next FromSoft game. That looks fun. It looks like a really fast-paced, Dark Souls, I guess you can say, but like in this kind of Japanese samurai kind of art style and so forth.
It did look a lot like Nier, or not Nier,
sure,
Neo, but that's fine. Yeah.
But this isn't just another new IP, based off of kind of like that gameplay and so forth. But like it looks good. And again, we saw this on the Xbox Microsoft conference. Like that's another game you would think to see on a Sony press conference. So I'm really pumped for Jump Force. Like, what you saw Goku, Luffy, and Naruto fighting Frieza. Like, what is this game? You know, you can't get any more Japanese than that. Yeah. You know, it just looks so good, and I'm happy they're bringing this content in because they really don't have it.
No, and it's that game. I want to know. For some odd reason, my gut is telling me it's a Smash Bros. Style game. I don't know why. Like,
watching the trailer, it really gave me the Budokai feel.
It did for me until all four people were there. At one point, all four people were on the trailer, and I was just like,
See, like, I'm still disconcerted because that Final Fantasy one that came out this year or something like that, plays like that too, though. Yeah, when you have multiple, like, 3-on-3 people going at each other.
Yeah.
If this is a
Dragon Ball?
No.
That was a Final Fantasy one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
It was like based off the arcade one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I remember that one. It wasn't Dissidia, I think. It could have been a Dissidia.
It might have been, yeah.
I think
but no, I completely forgot about that.
But yeah, I would love it for it to be a Super Smash Brothers game. But and then again with adopting Ninja Theory. I mean, haven't really played a lot of Ninja Theory type games, but I mean they have a Japanese rights now, I guess you'd say, or title.
That developer, they're not my favorite. I'll admit. Like the way they handled DMC was. I don't blame them for that game turning out the way it did. I believe Capcom went to them and told them what they wanted, and this is what they came back with. And while that game played pretty well, I hated everything else about it. I hated the story, I hated the design, I hated the character look, everything. And the way they sort of treated the fans of the series they were dicks. Like they were just straight up dicks about it. that kind of concerns me for like, I just don't like their attitude. Not maybe, who knows, but they did make Hellblade, and Hellblade was fine.
But again, Hellblade was, well, for a while there, it was a PS4 exclusive.
Right.
You know?
And then, but then again, like they donated,
like that.
Yeah, they donated a ton of money. I believe all of the proceeds for like the first week or something on the Xbox version of Hellblade went to charity. So like, maybe they're not assholes, but like it's just that studio to me, I don't know, like they don't have a home run yet, and so maybe they just haven't had the time. Like maybe they haven't had the ability or the money or anything. So there is some talent there, but that studio is kind of we'll see. But so no, I mean there was a ton there. Cuphead's getting an expansion.
Yeah, DLC.
That's awesome. Like, that's a phenomenal game. I think that's smart to do that. I wonder if they ever tried to buy them. I feel like they should have.
They showed off Metro Exodus.
Right, and that game looks phenomenal as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that game looks really good.
Oh my god.
So
looks great.
I mean, there's obviously a lot here. We just went through like 40 games, really quickly. So it was a very fun show, but at the same time, like I said earlier, to me, it almost feels like a new generation. Like they're gearing up for it. Whereas Sony is firing on all cylinders. They just had God of War. They had Detroit. They've got Spider-Man coming out. Last of Us. Like their big games are coming and they're hitting hard. Whereas Microsoft is sort of starting to build up to it.
And we still forgot to mention a huge game. What they ended the conference on. Cyberpunk.
Oh, Cyberpunk, yeah.
2077?
Yep. And
like CD Projekt Red, man, from going to The Witcher 3 to what this game could possibly be, oh my gosh, like it's so different. But like I don't know what to take in from this game.
Yeah, I kind of wanted more. Like
I wanted gameplay.
Right, I wanted something. Yeah, and they didn't date that either. And there's been rumors that game is targeting next gen. Like, oh wow. So that's 3 years away.
And again, but to finish your conference, not on a Halo or Gears, but a Cyberpunk game. Like, well, I mean, what is Microsoft throwing into this game? Or do they really just believe in CD Projekt Red and making something great?
I think this is kind of their destiny, in that they want people to associate Cyberpunk with Xbox. Like, Destiny is a PS4 game. It almost feels like it's not, but that's how it feels to a lot of people.
Wanted to play it on PS4. They really wanted you to.
So, but no, there was a lot. I really like the way they closed it with that. Phil Spencer was about to leave, and then they hacked into it like a cyber.
Microsoft never does that.
Right, they don't do that.
So
it was flashy stuff. Yeah, so a lot happened. But again, I still think the bigger story is them purchasing studios, and they talked a lot about Game Pass. They had like a whole Game Pass segment, and they announced Fallout 4 is coming to Game Pass. That's pretty big because that's a huge Bethesda game. The Division's coming to Game Pass.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, ESO's coming to Game Pass, and they also announced some third-party indie games that are debuting on Game Pass. Like day one, they're not even Microsoft-owned games are going to debut on Game Pass.
Exactly.
Like, Ashen is the big one. I think that's been a game that a lot of people have been paying attention to, and you can get it day one on Game Pass. Like that's crazy.
I feel like now is the reason they have Game Pass if you don't. Because, I mean, again, all these Microsoft exclusive games we just mentioned are coming out. And then with these studios, potentially a lot more. And again, like, why spend $60 on the next Gears 5 when you can pay $10 a month to have it right then and there, Like, now, for me, it's really working. It's really pushing out the games.
And the weirdest thing was they had, like, a very quick 2-minute like look at the future. They talked about they're going to get into streaming, like
another streaming
thing.
Yeah,
that seems to be the hot thing this year. Like how Smart Glass was one year, streaming is the thing this year. Like EA announced
how long that lasts for.
Yeah, so streaming is something we've talked about it many times. We don't think it's quite there yet, but whatever. They had a Microsoft AI thing they talked about for like 45 seconds. Like they hit this thing and then they announced a new Xbox.
Like, he was brief in saying this,
but he's like we're working on a new Xbox and we're taking basically the philosophy we did with the One X in our new hardware.
Now again though, like this announcing that, like it was very brief. Like this could be like a 2021 thing or 2020. Like how many more times we'll probably hear something like this again at the upcoming E3. But like I feel like we're still. Yeah, but it was away from that.
That kind of solidifies, like, to me again, like it's just like this seems to be Phil Spencer's Xbox now. Like this is what he's been pushing towards. The One X was sort of the start of it, and it's exciting. Like this was a very exciting show, and while a lot of people are going to be very upset that they really only announced their core franchises again, Forza Horizon is the best racing series on the planet. I cannot wait to play that game. Cuphead was a phenomenal game. It's getting an expansion. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. That might be my most anticipated game for 2019.
Again, I felt like this E3 or this Microsoft conference was just more wait. I mean, next year and what's to come is going to be great.
Right.
You know,
and the One X seems to sort of be, you know, I think a lot of people were sort of like, this is going to be their box that they can start building stuff on. But it more seems like I hate to say it, but like a Band-Aid box. Like we're working on our stuff, but we're going to build this console so that way all your third-party stuff, you play it here, this is the best way to play it. Yeah. Whereas, you know, now in the future, not only is it going to be the most powerful hardware, but we are going to have the games as well. So Definitely. This could happen. They could come out next year, and they could, you know, maybe Ninja Theory's game sucks, maybe Playground game sucks, but it's exciting. So
I mean, again, when last E3 when last Microsoft happened, last E3, we were excited when we saw the 42 games as well. But I feel like there's a lot more content and potential from what we saw from this E3 that is just going to get bigger for Microsoft.
Yeah, I did watch last year's conference again just to sort of gauge myself and figure out what it was. And this one felt more like the bigger studios. A lot of those things they showed last year, Metro had a big showing, but there was a lot of just really small games just kind of peppered in there. Whereas this one, we did get a quick brief idea at Xbox section, but when they announced a game like a world premiere, it was a big game, like Kingdom Hearts and Devil May Cry, whereas last year you didn't really get that. So that's why I think this year felt better. But I don't think anyone can argue that was an exciting 90 minutes. That was good. As a gamer, I got a little bit of everything from Microsoft. So.
Yeah, I saw everything I wanted to see with Microsoft, and I saw things I didn't think I would have saw with Microsoft. So they surprised me. They lived up to my expectations. Again, it's just 2019. That's just that number is bothering me. Just because that's when everything's coming out that they announced this year. It's just I guess this is just a building year for them.
I feel like this year was.
I hate to say that, but
if Crackdown did come out this year, they would have had 4 major games. They would have had Sea of Thieves, and again, it just seems like Microsoft just keeps having an issue, swing and a miss. I really like Sea of Thieves. I really like that game,
which we're getting DLC for,
right? And that game, I feel, is very much going to be a game in a year from now. It will be one of the best games on the planet. It's gonna be so unique and so different. But that game was not ready when it first came out. So that game has a black eye on it. They're gonna have to do a lot. State of Decay is a mixed game, but that game is really good. I hate zombie games. I hate them. I love that game. That game is a lot of fun. So if they would have had, and we already know Horizon 4 is going to be incredible. So if they would have had those 4 games and Sea of Thieves would have been ready, and that would have been a great lineup. But since they lost Crackdown and Sea of Thieves had its issues, so there's really only 2 major games this year that kind of hit. So
we were expecting maybe a possible maybe a Gears or Ori. Ori is 2019.
I thought Ori was this year. I thought that was going to be their other major game. But I'm fine with that. That trailer looked awesome too. That team is definitely making improvements to their design. But those games already looked amazing. But this one looks even better. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. But no, 2019 is going to be a big year for them. They've got Crackdown. They'll most likely have a Forza game. Gears 5 is next year. Maybe that Gears Tactics game is.
I feel like E3 will get at next E3 for Microsoft, we'll get a date for Halo.
Probably. I feel like...
I don't think it's coming out next year.
I don't either. I think if it was, they would have dated it. And I don't think you're going to release Gears 5 in anything other but holiday 2019. Yeah. I think Crackdown is their big game for the first quarter. Ori will probably be a summer game. And then Gears 5 is going to be your big, holiday game. So that puts Halo in 2020, which is weird to say. Yeah. But again, I'm fine with that. I didn't expect that, though. If they want to take their time with Halo, that's fine. Take all the time you need to fix that game, or not fix the game, to build the best game possible. But it's clear now that they're making a new engine. So that's probably
That's a big step.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Anytime you make a new engine, you've got to take a year or 2 to kind of build it. So I'm guessing that's probably why we didn't hear anything about it. They were probably spending time building that engine first. So, which makes sense. But no, it's the core franchises are there. I feel like we're kind of repeating stuff. As a Microsoft fan, I'm excited. Yeah. That was a great show. But so I think it's safe to say that this will probably be the most games we'll see at a conference this year, but I am slightly disappointed that there wasn't that Cyberpunk moment was great, but I wanted to see it with Perfect Dark or like Fable. Like
Yeah,
I wanted,
mention it either.
yeah, I wanted to see something that Microsoft owns. I want them to sort of like they did a Battletoads tease, which is awesome,
Yeah.
but that's not going to be a $60 game. Like I wanted to see. I thought Perfect Dark was going to be there. I thought that was going to be their secret game that they're working on, but that didn't happen. So I guess that's the only disappointment I could have. But there wasn't a lot to be disappointed with since they didn't show much gameplay. Like it was just a lot of trailers. So
Yeah.
But so is there anything that you wish you would have seen that they didn't show or?
I mean, I was pretty satisfied. Again, I wanted more Halo. I mean, I think that was my biggest criticism. You know, just because I love Halo, I want more of it. You know, and I want to see where they're gonna go from what happened in 5. Like I said, yeah, I'm just completely satisfied. You know, that's the thing. Microsoft was the black sheep. We didn't know what to expect from them, and then for them to show this off in the way that they did was amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better. Like if they probably turned me away from this year. I'm definitely back in. Yeah, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future of the brand. I guess one of the disappointment is
second job.
Yeah, I wanted to see the new Elite controller. We know it's real. Like, why didn't you show me that controller?
Okay, one thing that bothered me during the conference: why were there so many Xboxes on stage? And they showed off Horizon 4, but again, they were still empty computers there or consoles. Like I was ready for Battle Royale something to show up.
There was a big rumor. Yeah, there was a big rumor that it was going to be a Battle Royale
looks.
game. Yeah. And so when they had all those, I was like, oh, for sure. Like that's what they're doing, and they didn't do it.
Messing with my mind, man.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was just somebody designed it that way.
Yeah, just for looks and so forth.
Right. So, but I think that's going to do it. Do we want to give grades, or what do you think?
Well, we usually do on the cast.
So, I'd have to give Microsoft probably a B+. I think they were very solid. I would have liked to see more gameplay, and I really wanted them to bring out one of their franchises and make a splash with it. Even if it wasn't coming this year, but but very solid, very very good.
I'm gonna give them a solid A. I mean, they had everything I wanted to see. Again, the only disappointment is 2019. But like, I don't know if we're gonna get a better conference. Like, who can again? We know what's coming out for Sony. Basically, like I will be surprised if they announce something that we don't know. Right. Bethesda will be good, but again, I mean, there's 3-4 games that we're expecting again, possibly.
But Bethesda has franchises that they're sitting on, and like there was a year we got Quake Champions, didn't leak at all. So I mean, there's a chance. I still think, I think they might have a couple games that they're sitting on that they're not talking about, but we'll see. But no, I agree. Like, I don't know if we'll get a more exciting show.
Sure.
Like Sony might have a big game or a third-party game that they bought, something like that. That could be big. But like you said, we kind of know what's coming.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. Like I had a lot of fun as a gamer. Like I saw some stuff. I've been Devil May Cry 5. I've been waiting for that game. Like.
They announced it at a Microsoft press conference. Like
you have no idea how excited I am that game is back. Like that is the only thing they could announce better would have been a Mega Man X game. Like that's the only thing that would have got me more excited. Like, but Devil May Cry 5 is awesome. But all right, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Pause Menu. Let us know what you thought about Microsoft in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.